global news updates on top Accolade news. The headlines: Iran suspends nuclear watchdog cooperation. Trump's massive Big Beautiful Bill narrowly passes Senate. Carney champions economic vision on Canada Day. Germany accuses Russia of using online outlet for disinformation campaign. We start with the focus in politics. Iran suspends nuclear watchdog cooperation. Iran has signed a new law officially suspending cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency following a parliamentary vote and growing tension after US and Israeli military strikes severely damaged Iran's key nuclear facilities. Tehran has accused the IAEA of political bias and blames a recent board resolution for justifying the attacks. Iran's foreign ministry warned inspectors' safety could no longer be guaranteed, while the IAEA has not yet gained access for damage assessment. US President Donald Trump claimed the strike resulted in the total obliteration of Iran's nuclear program, warning of further military action if enrichment resumes. Iran maintained its program is for peaceful energy purposes, though enrichment levels has reached near weapon-grade threshold. In economy, Trump's massive Big Beautiful Bill narrowly passes Senate. After an intense overnight session, U.S. Senate Republicans narrowly passed President Donald Trump's tax and spending legislation, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill, with Vice President JD Vance breaking a 51-50 tie amid internal GOP divisions and fierce Democratic opposition. The $5 trillion package slashes social safety net programs, boosts defense and immigration spending, extend Trump-era tax cuts, and raise the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, prompting criticism from Republicans concerned about the nation's soaring debt. With House approval uncertain and Trump aiming for a July 4th signing, the bill faces resistance from both fiscal conservative and Democrats, as well as dissent from former ally Elon Musk. Still in economy, Carney champions economic vision on Canada Day.
Today is an important day for Canada, and it's a day that has literally been decades in the making.
On his first Canada Day as Prime Minister, Carney used the national stage to double down on his bold economic agenda, calling for a unified, self-reliant Canada powered by domestic energy and technology. With vowed digs at American trade threats and reference to Canadian independence, Carney reignited his Build Baby Build mantra and pledged to make Canada greater still, despite looming negotiations and rising pressure from US tariffs. Moving to international relations, Germany accuses Russia of using online outlet for disinformation campaign. Germany's foreign ministry has accused Russia of using the online platform Red to spread disinformation and stir unrest within German society, linking the outlet to Russian state media RT and labeling it a tool of information manipulation in the context of the war in Ukraine. Officials says Red served as a vehicle for Russian propaganda before announcing its closure in May. The revolution adds to the growing concerns over foreign interference in European media and politics. You're watching the global news updates on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In conflict, Hamas signals openness to Gaza ceasefire. Hamas has indicated it is open to a ceasefire with Israel, but stopped short of endorsing a US-brokered 60-day truce proposed by President Donald Trump, who announced that Israel has agreed to the deal's terms and urged Hamas to act before the situation deteriorates further. The proposal includes a partial Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, increased humanitarian aid, and the potential release of hostages, though Hamas continued to demand a complete end to the war as a condition for any agreement. A Hamas delegation is meeting Egyptian and Qatari mediators in Cairo, while Trump is expected to host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu next week to push negotiations forward amid ongoing Israeli airstrikes and a worsening humanitarian crisis. Turning to security, 2 Chinese nationals charged for spying for Beijing. U.S. prosecutors have charged 2 Chinese nationals with acting as agents for China's Ministry of State Security, accusing them of attempting to recruit U.S. Navy personnel to spy for Beijing and conducting covert intelligence operation on American soil. The Justice Department alleges that the pair facilitated a $10,000 dead drop payment in California facility in 2022 for classified national security information already passed to Chinese intelligence. Arrested last Friday in Oregon and Texas, the suspects made their initial court appearance this week. While Chinese Foreign Ministry denied knowledge of the case, it dismissed the accusation as political hype. U.S. officials says the suspect continued effort to identify naval recruits after the payment incident. Moving to entertainment, Australia cancels Kanye West visa over pro-Nazi song release. Australia has cancelled the visa of U.S. rapper Kanye West, also known as Ye, after he released a song titled Heil Hitler and promotes Nazism, sparking outrage over its glorification of Adolf Hitler. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke confirmed the decision on Wednesday, stating that while West's previous anti-Semitic remarks had not affected his travel status, the release of the song prompted officials to reassess and reject his visa under Australian law. Burke emphasized that the country does not tolerate imported hate speech, adding that West, who is married to Australian architect Bianca Sensori, had been a frequent visitor. West's team has not commented on the cancellation. Now in sports, University of Pennsylvania erases transgender athlete records. The University of Pennsylvania has agreed to apologize and erase records set by transgender women in female-only sports as part of a settlement with the Trump administration following an investigation into alleged sex-based discrimination. The case centered on swimmer Leah Thomas, who made history in 2022 as the first openly transgender NCAA Division I champion, sparking widespread debates over fairness in women's sport. UPenn President J. Larry Jemison said the university followed NCAA rules in place at the time, but acknowledged some student athletes may have been disadvantaged. The university will now revise its athletic record in line with the new NCAA policy and reaffirm compliance with Trump-era executive orders redefining sex-based eligibility in women's athletics. That concludes our global news updates for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojorumi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.